Okay, I can hear myself, so the audio is working. Now I realize this is not going to be perfect. In fact, if it works at all, it's a miracle. But I want to do it, so I'm going to do it. It's my money. So I pay for the time, I'm going to do it. What I want to talk about, I was looking at some of the YouTube uh, oil field videos. And I just typed in oil fields for YouTube, right? And it came back with a whole list of videos, some of them very old. And it seems like it was back when they started, and there was a lot of demand for truck drivers, you know. And of course, back then, there's talking about all the money they were making and stuff like that. I didn't see all of them, but you know, I mean, I seen a few of those that I recognize names, you know. I've seen a couple of those, but there were others that were really 2, 3, 4 years old, you know. So they were doing this spill a long time ago about making a lot of money and come on out and all that kind of stuff, you know. Uh, I I was surprised, and when I thought about it, I said, "Yeah, I remember some of that, you know." But they were showing that how much money they were making. You know, one guy said, I think in 30 minutes, in his little catchphrase, he had made $10,000, you know, in 30 minutes. And I'm thinking, man, that's a chunk of money for 30 minutes, you know. So you got to take this with a grain of salt, right? But, you know, it's like anything. There's people who are gullible, and they're going to jump out there and make that money. And for some of them, I guess it'll work out, and for some, it's not going to, you know, and that's just the way it is. Some it'll work, some it won't. You might, if you happen to bump across my video, El Centro, California, and over to the side, NAF, Naval Air Facility. The reason I put that up there is because being an old Navy guy, stationed at a lot of places, I was here for 2.5, 3 years back in the early 70s, you know, and I liked it. And I thought, well, if I do a live broadcast, I might put that up, you know, places that I've been. There's lots of them, you know, so lots of little background stories about this. I actually was over in the Philippine Islands prior to this, and my orders came in for transfer, and it said, you know, Naval Air Facility, El Centro, California. I never heard of it, and I grew up in California. So I got to looking it up and finding out things about it the best I could. And it said it was near Mount Signal. Now you have to understand, I'm in communications. That's what I did in the Navy. And they said, oh, you're near Mount Signal. So things start going through my mind, right? What the heck? I'm up on top of a mountain or something, which was plausible, you know, because I've seen, you know, antennas stuck up on top of the mountains, and I didn't know anything at all about this command. So I thought, well, okay, maybe I'll be, you know. But I show up, and no, it's just a regular base like you see. I'm going to try to move out of the way so you can take a look, see. Oops, I get hung up on my chair here. Okay, got my earphones in there. Can you see that? NAF El Centro, California. Now that airplane is not the one that was there when I was stationed there. I think it was a propeller plane, biplane, and it was black and white. Well, no, not that really. Wasn't a biplane, and of course, wouldn't be in black and white anyway, would it? Okay, so, but it was old. There's some planes you can see in the background. I'm sure it was one of those. They changed to this particular plane at the time, and so they stuck it there. As you enter the base, you can see it. Now, the base wasn't all that big, and it was west of El Centro. Now, if you've ever driven down Interstate 5 in California, you've come close to this particular base, probably within several miles of it anyway. I don't remember what the road was that you'd have to turn on to get to it, but wouldn't be all that far away. It was actually an access road that led up to it because it wasn't right off the main highway. You get on the access road and you go down, and at the time they had a feed lot, cows, and one of the standing jokes was, you can tell when the livestock is moving around because it had this greenish looking gray haze that was in the air, and you could smell the cows, right? So it was something else. But a great base, though. Small, not a lot of people on it, and I liked that pretty much. It was, like I say, west of El Centro, and the next little town was Sealy, which is maybe a quarter mile west of that, and being there in El Centro, if you're not familiar with Mexicali, is probably 25 miles, something like that, south of El Centro, and I used to go down to Mexicali quite a bit. I had people there that I knew and cared for very much, and so I had a good time there. Go down there and eat at the little restaurants, little places that most people wouldn't go to eat, You wouldn't think about it, right? It's not some place you'd say, oh, let's go there and eat. But the people that I knew there was very familiar with everything naturally. And I would go there and have some of the best food around, And then, next town north was Imperial, and they had a little airport. And so I think Imperial and El Centro sort of grew, in size, and now they're, sort of connected with each other. And they known up as a town of Brawley, California. And had a good friend who was stationed with me there in El Centro. He actually had a part-time job. He was good in the newspaper business back in his hometown. And so he had a job working for the Brawley newspaper. And so Dick Kaufhold, a good guy, him and his family. Let's see. And east of that is Hopeville, which is carrot capital of the world, I guess. Anyway, every year they have a big carrot festival. And of course now Calexico was right across the border from Mexicali. And I used to go to the Dianza Hotel, at a restaurant and a bar, and great place to go and listen to local music and have a beer, have a margarita, you know, whatever you wanted to drink, and just kick back for an evening, you know, have a good time. But I thought I'd bring this up, you know, Naval Air Facility, El Centro, California, you know, let you know some of the places that I've been at in my Naval career, and just sort of incorporated all into this here. See if that's interesting to anyone. May not be. And if it's not, it's not. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a peek outside. It's sort of quiet. I expected to get, you know, little activity going on later, Friday night. You know, there'll be kids out running around the roadway most likely, getting a little out, but it's quiet tonight. I don't see any leaves moving, so the wind has died down some, which is good. Today it was sort of windy, not too bad, but had some wind in it, you know, and so it's nice to have a nice quiet evening. I also looked at, excuse me, I'm going to take a little sip of my Coca-Cola. Oh, yeah. I ran across some pictures of trucks and stuff like that, and I sort of got stuck on this one. It's a Freightliner, okay? Now, I happen to like that style. I think this might be the Cascadia, something like that. I'm not that familiar with it. I'm sure you guys are a heck of a lot more familiar with it than I am. I don't think it's the electric truck. It could be. I just like the style. I like the way the hood is shaped. I like the way the fenders are shaped, you know, the lights and stuff like that. Not a big fan of LEDs, you know. Something else would be good there for me. But I just like the style, you know. And if I had won that big lottery that they had last night, I'd probably get me a couple of these, you know. I'd park them out front and just look at them, you know, crank them up and annoy people. You know, just crank them up and say, run, run, you know. But I do like that Freightliner. And some people like Peterbilt's, KW's, you know, whatever, Max, Western Star, International, Volvos, whatever, you know. I sort of like the Freightliner and the International, probably because those are the two that I drove when I was a company driver, you know. He's one of those two. And I just sort of like them, you know. I'm not one of those fancy kind of guys, you know, that want to paint the truck some ridiculous color or put a bunch of stuff on it, you know. Me, yeah, just get under the radar and just do my thing, you know. That would be me. I also want to show you, because you know, since I'm not out on the road, you know, gives me an opportunity to stay a little healthy, you know. Now, I'm only about 5'6", 5'7", depending on what time of the day. In the morning, I'm 6 feet. And towards the evening, I've shrunk down to about 5'5", 5'6", you know, and the bones are all squunched together, you know. But I like to get out and walk. Now, I'm not going to show this whole thing to you because you get bored with it. But getting out and walking gives me an opportunity to look around, you know. And I noticed that all of a sudden the flowers are out. So let me put this on. Just bear with me. Don't run off because you're not a flower lover. And just look a little bit of it, and I'll get back to you here. It's usually just a little video clips, you know. The whole thing has stills at the end, but I'm not going to bore you with that. So let me just start this, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't want to bother you with the whole thing there. I got some, no matter where you live, I think, you've always got these idiots who come by with a bass in their car or pickup truck, and they want to share it with you. I don't know what that's about. It's something probably a damaged gene in their DNA or something. I just don't like that stuff. I don't need to listen to their stuff. But anyway, I like to get out morning time, usually around 10 to 11, stuff like that. Get out and take me a nice walk, It's probably about a half a mile, I do several blocks, and sometimes I repeat it, just to make sure that I'm out. I do occasionally ride my bicycle, but I also like to just get out and walk and do that kind of stuff there. I want to talk a little bit about some of you put your locations, I stopped here and got fuel, or I stopped here for the night, and when you mention something like that, exit or whatever, I don't know about anyone else, but for me, I like to look and see, Now, I have this old Delorme Street Atlas, 2008. I used that for a long time. It's very good. It's GPS and voice commands and all that kind of stuff there. So I like it very, very much. It's pretty good. But, it's simple enough to use. I'm going to try to get over here and let's see if I can get, Oklahoma, and you can, just keep zooming in on it. And I'm not sure where that old truck stop at. They had a Flying J and I think it was, what was it, TA or something? If it wasn't a TA, it was a 76 or something like that. I'm not all that sure anymore. It's been so long. Uh, I don't think it was on Mustang Road. I don't think so, but heck, it could have been. I don't know. But anyway, I like to look, it's my mapping program, and it works pretty good. So you guys who are out there, keep putting down, telling me where you're at so I can sort of spot where you were at. And I like that very much because it, I might have been there, and it gives old people like myself, something to look at. Oh yeah, I've been there and he's been there. So that's pretty good. I hope more people will put that in there in their videos so I can take a look and reminisce and say, oh yeah, I remember that lot lizard. Banged on my door at 2 in the morning. Oh man. I don't think they have lot lizards anymore, do they? They're all unionized, I mean, you can't talk them down. I mean, they've got a union, and you got to pay union scale. Oh man. I'm going to put something up, and I hope it works. Now, I get my news from Fox. It's just a preference. They don't nauseate me like others do, and so I like to follow them. And they had this thing on Trump was talking about closing the border down again. And personally, I hope he does. I'm sick and tired of this crap with these illegal immigrants. I don't know about you. You can delete me, I suppose, because I don't want to have a bunch of illegals in the country. We can have different opinions, but, you have all those socialists and those left-wing Democrats and socialist Democrats and people like that, I'm telling you, if you don't pay attention, you're going to have people overtaking your jobs. You think I'm blowing smoke up your ass? You're wrong. Because they're going to go with the cheapest cost, right? They're going to do it. And if you're a company driver and you're trying to make money and all of a sudden you start seeing a big influx of illegals, and you shouldn't be getting a job, you know that, I know that, but they're going to get into the system. And then there's a chance, I don't know how good it is, but I think there is a chance that it's going to drive down or keep you from getting the kind of money that perhaps you ought to get for the work that you do, the hard work. It is hard work driving a truck. There's a lot of things that can go wrong that you can get blamed for, So, you need to be thinking about that. I'm gonna stick this up just for a second. It may work, it may not work, and then I'm gonna get right back off. So hopefully they don't ping on me too bad. So let's see what we can do.
Nation Faces.
Let's get this party started right.
Don't miss Fox Nation In Depth, hosted by Abby.
Okay. Anyway, so I get my stuff from that. Yeah. I think I mentioned earlier that I was looking at, the YouTube and all the videos and stuff that they had on oil fields, right? And I came across one, and it has to do with the oil fields, but it's from way back in 2013. It's not mine, so I'm probably going to compromise something a little bit. I'm going to play the thing in its entirety. It's a comic, and just kick back. Hopefully it'll work good. And audio, you may have to adjust your audio a little bit, to hear it. I don't know, but you might. Let me put it up, and as soon as it's over, I'll be right back, okay? So just hang with me here. Here we go.
just had an election this morning.
No, the election.
Oh, I didn't have one of those.
No, it was Obama, of course, was reelected, and now he's a couple months into his second term, and his popularity is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking to myself, why? What is going on? I mean, gas is like 50 cents a gallon higher in the last 3 weeks, and nobody seems to care. You know, where are the Fox people? Where's Hannity when you need him? You know, where's O'Reilly?
O'Reilly.
You know? Why aren't they?
You know why?
Why?
Because they are being paid off by the oil companies.
Exactly.
The oil companies are paying them off, except the oil companies in North Dakota. That money is staying here. That money is going right into building a refinery, just like your dream was, for that North Dakota, this whole state would build a refinery.
Are they building a refinery here?
You said they were. No, you said they should.
I said they
You
should.
They should.
I said that you people from here in North Dakota, you're the only state in the union that are in the black.
Yeah.
You are the only people
Literally.
with money in the bank.
Yeah. And why is that? Why is that? Because it started up in Canada, up in Alberta and stuff. And then as the earth rotates, it went down into Saskatchewan, and some of it leaked down into North Dakota.
Yeah.
And the Indians were walking around saying, "Oh, this is sticky." And so we sent them all to Fort Totten.
Well, first of all, we're sad to. If the history books were really history books the way it happened, the white people did not steal North Dakota from my people.
Oh.
No, we gave it to them.
Really?
We said, this is a shit area, and we're out of here.
We're going to Arizona.
We're going to Arizona. That's where it's warmer there. We loaded up our 4x4s and we headed to Arizona. But no, I mean, North Dakota wasn't really prime real estate at that time. We did not know that there was oil here.
But now
we would have fought a little harder.
Yep.
But now that you people have all this oil money and are making like several $1 million a day in tax revenue and not even taxing everyone, what you need to do, because the rest of the country, I'm speaking from experience here.
Yes.
The rest of the country is going to say, look at North Dakota. We want what they got.
Yes.
Because that's what they did to us.
Yep.
That's exactly
Yes. They've already done it. They've already started moving in.
Yeah.
A lot of them
So
came
they
into
will steal
Minot.
your damn land. They will befriend you and want to, cook a turkey, and then
Yeah.
bam,
Yeah.
right in the back.
Yeah.
These sons of bitches will knife you
Yes.
in the back and take what you have.
Yes.
So North Dakota, you must stand up for
Together.
yourselves.
Be together.
You must all get
Solidarity.
AK-47s and be ready.
Yes.
Be ready for the land-thieving sons of bitches that will invade your state.
That's right. The Indian knows his people have been here longer.
We have been here before. We have seen it go. I may never reach that mountaintop. Oh no, that's another story. But anyway, here's what you do. You got millions of dollars in your tax coffers now.
Yep.
First thing you do is put a damn fence.
Refinery.
First thing you do is secede from the union.
What?
25,000 people sign the damn thing and send it to Obama and say, we're out. Don't send us shit anymore. We'll tell you, 94, gone, okay?
Yep.
29, not there. Build some new roads with what tax money you got in the bank, okay? Because we're not doing this anymore. First thing you do, you do that. Secede from the union.
And what do you call yourself then? You still call it North Dakota?
No, Dakota. That's it.
Just
That's
Dakota?
the original name, Dakota.
Dakota.
Yeah. So that's what you do. You secede and change your name of the country to be Dakota. Then you put up a fence.
Yes.
Just like Bush said, put a damn fence around your borders.
Yes.
All the way, and north side, east side, south side, west side. Put up a huge ass fence, one that even Mexicans can't climb.
Yeah.
And then you put one gate on the south side and one gate on the north. No east and west gates.
Nope.
No. You only got trouble east. That's where they came from. They came from the east.
East. Came from the
They
east.
will come from the east. It's in the Bible. And so
That's right.
So you got a gate for the north so the Canadians can come. Nothing wrong with Canadians. Their dollar is good. Let them sons of bitches in.
Yes. Yes.
Let them in. And then you put one gate on the south.
Yep.
And that's just to let some of the Mexicans out. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. You still got somebody drive those damn sugar beet trucks drunk. You need some of them.
Yeah.
And then, that's it. You're not handing out the money and there's nothing. You just save your money and eventually you dome the entire state. You dome the entire state and set the temperature at 82 degrees every day.
Yep.
You farmers who want to grow year-round, there you go.
Yep. Yep.
There's no winter here.
Yep.
Yeah, you can get 4 or 5 crops a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other people, no need to go to Florida, Cuba, Miami, Arizona. You're 82 degrees a day.
Yeah.
And if you want a little wind, you just crank it up.
Yeah. Get
Not
one of
that.
those big-ass windmills like they have outside of the casino here and just blow the Indians on down to Oklahoma. Really? Seriously?
Well, half of that was okay, but I don't know about going to Oklahoma. So that's what you do. I mean, you guys got it made. You got enough money to do your own thing.
And you got frackers.
Yeah.
You got frackers. So in case the next generation, you have future generations because they're all fracking.
I don't know what he means with that. He sometimes tries to help me out, and he doesn't. So, but anyway, this is just my theory on what North Dakotans should do.
Build a refinery first.
Yeah.
Take that oil and build your own refinery.
And bring George Bush up here and let him run for governor. Because he ain't doing a damn thing down there in Texas. And that librarian wife just got him reading books and shit. And he can't read.
There we go. I was sitting there talking without letting you know anything, huh? I forgot to put the little slider up. I was saying now that I like that little clip. I thought it was funny, and I just share it with you. I like the Freightliner, though. I really do. Now, some of you probably are KW driver, or a Peterbilt. Perhaps a Mack or Volvo. I haven't driven any of those. When I look at a truck, I always wondered, first and foremost, was it comfortable on the inside? Did I have enough room? Because I brought a lot of things with me, I mean, I had gadgets that needed a place for me to put them. And so I needed room. I mean, when I was driving, I had you guys have tablets and smartphones and laptops, When I first started driving, I had a HP desk computer or something of that size. I had a different one. It was I can't even remember the name of it, but it's no longer made. But, oh yeah, I mean, I had to have a inverter huge to run that thing. I won't tell you how many truck batteries I went through, but I think they were catching on there for a while there that, man, this guy's going through some brand new batteries, because I had big old CRT, and printer and scanner and all that stuff, not to mention my microwave, I needed a lot of stuff to get out on the road. Some people could go inside, right? They would go inside and watch movies and stuff. And I did that a few times, but man, I just don't want to go in there and sit around and smell old stinky truck drivers, you know. And I'm not a big sports fan, and so I'm not going to sit there and watch some sporting event that I don't like, you know. I have to tell you a little story about this. I had a HP. It was a little, what they call a pocket PC, and I still have it, but I don't have any way of charging it anymore. But part of the software on it was like a little remote for a TV, right? I mean, you select the brand and the make and all that kind of stuff there, you know. And then you could change the channels and the volume up and down with it. And I was driving for USA Truck at the time, and they had a terminal up in Shreveport. And I'd go in there, and it'd be a bunch of crap going on the TV, and I'd sit back there like I was doing these little games, you know, and I'd be pressing on that thing there, and then I would hit the little remote button, you know, and then I would change channels, you know, and then I go right back to playing with the game, you know. Dun, 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 dun. People would be looking around, what's going on after a while, and I say, hey, don't look at me, you know, I'm just playing my game here, you know. And then I'd let it go for 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'd turn the volume down. I know, it's not a thing to do, but I did it, you know, because I guess I was just irritated with the whole thing there. But anyway, so that's my little thing for tonight, you know. Talk to you a little bit about my flower walk and the truck that I like, and I would buy a couple if I hit the big lottery, you know. Who knows, if I hit the big one, right? And I had $400-some million. If I hit the big one, here's what I would do for you. I'd give away a brand new truck. You know, I mean, brand spanking new. And maybe a trailer to go with it. You know, I mean, hell, what's it going to cost me? $200,000-300,000? You know, and you're sitting there with, you know, after they take taxes out, right? You're sitting there with $200 million or whatever, you know. So I could afford to do that, right? I'd make somebody's day. So I think next time around they have the big lottery, I might try that just to see if I can't win. And if I win, then you can hold me to my promise, you know, that you said you're going to do that, and I would do it. You betcha I would do it. Somebody would get a brand new truck and trailer, new payments, just get and go. Sound like a convenience store, huh? Get and go. All right, look, been on this thing now, pushing 38 minutes. Hopefully it'll work. I don't have any comments going, so if you're making comments, I probably won't see them. I haven't graduated to the point where I can see the comments. I have absolutely no idea where those are at. I can look at somebody else's and see the comments, you know, and see the things people are saying, you know, the chat, right? But I don't know how to get to that, you know. Maybe someday I'll learn. I have to ask my son, who is savvy on this stuff, you know. All right, listen, I said it in my little video there, and I'm going to put it up again because it's important.